Back in 2003, I met a young man, dashing young man. I thought he was very handsome. He thought I was beautiful. Those are my words. He thought I was very strict. In August of that year, I left the country to go and study abroad, and he thought, why do all the good ones always have to leave? We remained friends and kept in touch. In December of 2005, I came back home and he showed me a photo of some goats and told me that he would like to bring those goats to our home one day. In other words, could I be his girlfriend? I said yes, and we sealed it. I told my mother that we were now an item, and she said, uh-huh. I continued with my studies abroad, but I made sure that every year I came home for 3 months in the summer. I ensured that every internship I got was in Kenya. In return, he sent me an email every single day. And this was in an era where he had to go to a cyber cafe and pay 1 shilling per minute to send an email. He was a student, but he did it faithfully. In 2009, he was graduating. I came back from South Africa to surprise him at his graduation. I was working then. I had graduated in that spring, and this was December. I surprised him at his graduation. It was on a Friday. The following Sunday, a day before I went back to South Africa, he surprised me with a proposal, and I said yes. Yeah. 2010, in August, we had our dowry ceremony. 2011, July, we got married. I quit my job in South Africa and moved to Kenya, and everybody asked why, and I said, to get married. And as fate would have it, he was posted outside of Nairobi. But we were just happy to be in the same time zone, at least. While I was in the US, I had started buying gifts for his mother. And in return, he started attending our family events even when I was away. He became so close to my family. My grandfather always asked whether he had been invited before everybody else. What happened is that I met his mom, of course, and soon after we got married, a few years later, she passed away. And once again, I quit my job and we moved to Londiani to run a children's home that she was running. Why, people asked? Because we loved her. And for me, because I loved him. We came back to Nairobi after managing the home and leaving it in good hands, setting up a board to run the children's home. And in July of this year, we celebrated our 11th anniversary. What does limitless mean to me? We live in an era of mtaachana tu. We live in an era where cynicism has blinded us. We live in an era where people say long-distance relationships cannot work, do not work. We've been through highs and lows. We've been broke until we couldn't believe how broke we were. We've had deaths. We've had an accident where our son cracked his skull, but he's okay now. We've also had seasons of plenty. Through it all, it has not mattered what season we've been in because we were in one team. The mountains that love can move are endless, boundless, and limitless. The name of the man is Poriot, and because in him I found a good thing, I'm holding him with both hands.